Okay, people, today is, you can see, it's June 22nd, 2020. Now, this video here, I was watching, but for some reason it kicked out. I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, but it kept running anyway, because it came in on a live, right? But if you look here, it says it was 4 days ago they did this live, and they got 105 views on it. Okay, that's what they say. Okay, do you see this? When you click it on, though, it takes you to the live that they apparently had. There it is right there. Okay. Here, it says streamed live 61 minutes ago. 123 views. Okay. This was supposed to be today, but when you go onto their page, oh my God, go to videos. There it is right there. It's the same one. But they did all this other stuff, though. Where's this mouse? See? Hour ago. Okay. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they streamed this 4 days ago with fake numbers, had it on private, and then when it was time to upload it, they went off and uploaded it, but the computer didn't catch up because it was uploaded in reality 4 days ago? That's the way I would interpret it. But then what do I know? This is YouTube. You can see, there, right? Same thing. If you notice, this keeps going up. This keeps going up, but the views don't go up. Alright. So we'll do that one more time. Go into videos. That was the last video that they just uploaded. There it is again. I just wanted to point that out. Now, I'm trying not to get upset with these people, but listening, I think I came up with well, I think it's humorous. I'm not going to tell you yet, though. Right. I might change my mind. I might find that it's not so humorous. So anyway, I'm working in my sewing room, trying to clear out those binders. And I'm moving them down that way. And of course I'm clearing out inside wall units to make room for these binders. And I'm telling you people, it's so not right. It's so not right that I should have to deal with all this paperwork that directly relates to the government. And they're targeting. They're targeting. This Dr. Henry Bonney today said, yes, we are targeting people. When they go and do their contact tracing, they're targeting. They will target an individual and whoever is around them. So they openly admit that they're targeting people, right? And they're using the boogie virus to do it, right? So anyway, I'm going to show you all these binders. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you where I'm at in my sewing room. I want to make some things for the kids, right? And I need to make diapers and stuff. So I'll show you where... It ain't happening anytime soon, but I'll show you where I'm at, right? So you can see I emptied out that. I mean, I'm not anywhere near to sewing, people, okay? But I did get those out of there, right? I moved these ones. Some of these books are supposed to go in the mail, and just haven't been able to do that just yet. Hold on. So, right, this fish book is still in here. I'm having to reorganize. This one, it was supposed to go to the Bronx in New York. There's Francis. That's Francis's book. And this one is Miss Mysterious's book. It just hasn't gone in the mail yet. And then Kelly's is this one here. This one's Kelly's. I see. I got 3 books, people, that have to go out in the mail. Right? At least these 3 to start. But, you know, you start sending stuff like this out in the mail, and it gets expensive, right? And then you have to send registered mail. Otherwise, if you send normal mail, it will get lost. And then what? So this is where I've been working, right? Just to show you. So yeah, like, look at this, people. I'm going to keep this, like, look at this. Like, seriously, man, like, I can't. It's hard to cope with this, people. It really is. It's completely unfair. So I did end up emptying those 2 boxes, and we'll use them for other things. But as you can see, right? You know, I mean, and I have to turn them upside down because in order for them to fit proper, and I don't even know what's in the bottom bin, probably, there's another one there. This is there, right? This is all bullshit, right? So I cleared out a whole bunch of books to bring these ones in here, right? You can see, look, ShaMay's, these are big binders, people. Mine, right? There's Amari's, Tisha's, and this is not all full yet. Just starting in with Ciera, right? Here's ShaMay's from birth to 2017, right? I don't know what's in there, but, you know, I'm like, and then, because it's, you know, I like books, people. I have a problem with books. I really do. Not this kind of books. I like those kind of books, right? Cookbooks and stuff, and garden books, and, you know, like National Geographics are in here, and, you know, there's these things. I don't want to give these things away. I want to make angels. Nobody wants those books anymore, but I want them for angels. So I'm like, anyway, and then you see here, right? This is all cookbooks. This is nice magazines, like, you know, for garden and everything. More cookbooks, right? You can see more cookbooks. These ones I want to keep out. These ones are my cookbooks. More cookbooks. And I had a whole bunch of shit in here. Long story short, and this is full of books. You see, I got books everywhere. Right? This one up here is all different countries of kind of different cookbooks. And then down in there is more like school and stuff, which actually I see some room here. That's good. I can put a few books in there. Because I have to, what's happening here is, people, not only do I have to clear out my sewing room so I can actually make diapers and do the things, you know, make pants for Amari, just simple things, make pants for myself, whatever it is, right? Make Andre a pair of pants, right? You know, make face cloths, you know, it could be anything, right? I want to make, actually, I want to get back into my costumes. I have, like, beautiful sequins, people. Like, you don't know, right? So anyway, I have to move this. I have to move all of this. And this. I have to move this. I mean, I don't have to, but I kind of have to. I have to move all of this, people. The whole shelf. The whole bookshelf. And lots of books, you can see. Books, right? So mostly books. All books in there, right? And then we've got tons of stuff, books down there. And then underneath there is crafts. And then if you look up there, there's more books. More books. Look at this. Like, right? Or at least that. This is seeds. And then all of this. Because I don't have a very big space, right? In terms of, like, living space, right? And my son says, that was my son, and he says, oh, yeah, there's no room down there for those books. And I'm like, well, I kind of know that, right? But, you know, I have a sort of a place for some of them. You know, as long as you can help me to carry them down. Because what's happening is, because Amari's getting bigger, right? And because he can't walk on his own, right? You don't have to either carry him, right? Which at this point, that's what I'm doing. Or I'm going to have to, you know, use the wheelchair or a buggy or something, right? So I have to clear out. This is my hall, people. This is from my front door, basically, to my kitchen, right? Like, it's not even 12 feet, right? Like, I could measure it at about 15 feet, not 12 to 15 feet. That's it. I mean, that's my living space, per se. And of course, you know, more books. You can see, this is child crafts. Do you know how long I've had this for? Ever since my oldest son was a little boy. I bought him these, like when he was 2 and 3 years old, people. These books are like 30 years old. And I have an older set than this one. Right? I don't want to give them away. Andre's looking at one right now. What's the copyright on this? I don't know. I don't see it. Hold on a minute. Okay, well, it says 1990 here, but I have an older set than this. Right, you can see. Right. I don't know which one I have, but anyway, I got 2 sets, right? And then in here, this is really sad because ShaMay could read music. This is all music in here, people. That's all music. This is all music. This is all music. This is music. And then I've got music books over there, right? And some of them, Andre has a trumpet, and I actually, as I'm doing this, what did I come across? Or I'm sorry, he has a trumpet. This is a trombone. I don't think I have a trumpet. But these ones all have, like, CDs in them, right? Anyway. But I'm having to take out all that stuff for this stuff, people. And because my grandson was injured at birth, right? People want to play games around that issue, you know. I have to keep at it. Right? This is a lot of work I've put into this, people. A lot of work. But at the same time, when I say I'm having to rearrange my life, in many ways it feels like it's going down the tubes. Right? Because, I don't know, like, I'm going to move it downstairs. I can't. These are books. They can't go outside. You can't store them outside. Paper will sweat. It will get damp, and it will mold. Right? So I'm having to get creative. So I'd take, this is how I do it, right? I'll take two of those milk cartons. I'll clear off this right here. You can see. As a matter of fact, I'll do that today. And then I two less. I'm 2 less, right? And then I've got, oh, look at these. I keep them around for reference. Not that I ever have time, but I like stuff like this, people. This is 1986. These ones could actually very well be Ciera's grandmother's encyclopedias. Right, I should bring these. I'm taking this all out, right? And I'm debating about that other wall unit. The only thing is, the square footage of my living space, basically, is the equivalent of somebody else's garage in many instances. It's not very big, but I'm not complaining. So you see, yeah, see how dusty my house is from all that shit that comes through the door? So anyway, let's just grab one out. I'm going to make these available for Andre. Sorry. I'm going to put them someplace where he can look at them. Oh, these are nice. They're in really good shape, people. Some of them haven't even been cracked open. Right? 1986. Look at that. Nice. I should read that. For Amari. Eh? What am I seeing here? I'm seeing a little glow or something. I don't know. It's reflecting. Do you see it reflecting? Maybe not. So anyway. Yeah, I'm going to keep... Actually, now that I have this here, it would be a good thing to read up maybe a little bit to understand Amari. Do you see the... Something's bouncing. Do you see it? It's reflecting. I wonder if it's going to record like that. So anyway, I'll keep this one out and read up on it before I put it away. And now that I've pulled it out and I'm on a mission, that's what I'm doing, people. Those will probably just stay in there for now because, you know, I can only take out so much that's in there, right? You know, and I still have a full box over here that's going to go down, right? Some of them are craft papers, can you see? Right, from over the years of doing homeschooling or whatever, right? You can see, right? So, getting there, almost done. I just put 2 up there because I used to have other things up there that my leather and stuff that I kind of need to put back, even if it's just a couple of bins up there, right? So I left that available. And then, of course, this is all court stuff in here, court papers for court people, right? This is just a fraction. And then, of course, we've got them in there, and then over there, and there's still more in my sewing room. And so anyway, this is what I did. I took out all my tools and my screws. Now I've got other tools, and thing is, this house doesn't have no storage, but I made storage. Leaky storage, but I still made storage. So I've already moved downstairs, like lots of my nails and screws and stuff like that. Same thing with, I've already put a whole bunch outside. So whatever it was in here is going that way. I got a little spot over there underneath one closet that I have in my teeny weeny hall with my, you know, tools that I use pretty randomly. But all underneath in here is all tools and stuff. You can see the toolbox, right? And, you know, it's like, this is stupid. All this has to go too. So anyway, one thing at a time, right? This is what injuring children does to households. It rips up the household, right? It, you know, it destroys lives. That's what it does, people, you know. This is like, my life is being completely rearranged. Now, the way I'm dealing with it is, things change, you know, considering when ShaMay died, poof, the only thing that moved was her. She was gone, and everything else stayed the same. It didn't move. It's been standing. This thing has been, all this stuff here has been here ever since I moved in. Okay? But I have to make a path, right? That if I want to bring in a wheelchair this way, I can. Or carry him, or whatever it may be. So I'm like, okay, I love Amari very much, people. I really, really do. Like, he's such a happy little fella. Like, you can't imagine how happy he is, right? And so I'd rather this stuff move, right, than poof, he's gone and everything else stays behind. So, you know, because Uncle John, poof, he was gone. Nothing moved. Only him. Poof, ShaMay was gone. Nothing moved. Only her. Obviously, poof, Ciera was gone. Nothing moved. Only her. Right? So in this situation, this stuff is moving around. Right? And Amari will be fine. So, you know, dusty in here. Oh, so, I mean, it's a dusty house, people. It's a dusty house. So anyway, I was looking on the internet there, on that provincial website. It looks like they've corrected it, so I'm going to end it on that, and then I'm just going to upload this video, because this is going to take, you know, a little while, because I have to get out in the yard, right? And of course the raspberries are ripening on the vine, so I might even be canning 5 more jars tomorrow of the raspberry applesauce, like I just did, right, before I actually go outside. And but I'm getting a head start on this. Like, I don't need to do this immediately, but like, this is such a chore, because, you know, it's like my life is being ripped apart, you know, and like, I can see why they would injure certain kids in hospitals, right? Because, you know, the more you're disabled with disabled human beings around you because of the abuse, right? Like when they medically kidnapped Uncle John, that psychological warfare on the kids who grew up with him for their whole lives, and then to be treated like shit by healthcare professionals, as we've got Dr. Bonnie Henry and Adrian Dix going on about how they're trying to save lives. Well, they sure in the hell didn't save Uncle John's life. No, they didn't. As a matter of fact, they're saying today, well, was it recorded 4 days ago, or was it recorded today? Anyway, they were saying that people in old folks' homes are still not allowed visitors. I'm telling you, they are treating old people like they're in fucking prison. That's what they did with Uncle John, people. They put him in an old folks' prison until he died. Now they're making it so that people can't even go visit their loved ones, right? With no time frame as to when they can. And if they do, it might be between a window. Like, why don't these old folks just get the fuck out of those facilities? Seriously. And tell the government to shove them up their ass. Because it's just a mini prison, right? But of course, you know, they can't fight back. That's what lawyers are for. But we don't have lawyers out here, people. What we have are lobbyists for corporations that partner up with the cartel, which is AKA our public union sector, to exploit just common folk. Amari was common folk, right? They ruined his life, people. And by ruining his life, they ruined everybody else's life around him by it being harder to look after him, right? Because if they would have done an MRI at the time of his birth, they would have seen that he had brain injury, and they could have cooled down his brain. They could have cooled down his brain, people, and maybe that would have reversed some of the damage that took hold because of their negligence, right? They knew what they were doing. Give her drugs, send her home. Give her drugs, send her home. Give her more drugs. Make her fucking right up until the bitter end, right? Didn't factor in that she already had abortions, which probably affected her cervix. They would have known that, because they're the ones who promote abortions anyway. That's the stuff that they hide in her medical files, right, is these people that come and, you know, advocate to take children. If you don't want it, you know, give it to us and we'll adopt it out. Or, you know, would you like your tubes tied? Or, you know, or maybe, you know, maybe late-term abortion. Who fucking knows? Because these people, they don't operate with a sense of morality. They operate for a sense of what can we get out of it, out of the patient, in terms of how much can we make, right? Short-term and long-term. Basically. Or if they're retaliating, well, if you injure the child at birth, ignore the injury, then you basically damage the whole family for life. And that's what they've done. So I'm going to just end it on this one. So now you can see that they've corrected it, right? Same video, but the YouTube computer glitch is over with. I went back 4 days ago. What were they doing 4 days ago? This is what they were doing 4 days ago. Now, since seeing that, I'm thinking, well, what they do is they go change clothes, and then they come back. They use, obviously, the same backdrop, but they just put the camera at a different angle. And then, of course, they put a date to it. But I think some of this stuff is pre-recorded, people. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, on this one here, she specifically says, ain't nobody visiting no old folks people in no old folks home. That's not happening. They're thinking about maybe letting you come in and visit them between glass. I mean, like, this is pathetic. Okay. They're not protecting old people. They're protecting their political agenda with trying to establish a permanent underclass, right, to prop up an essential service class, aka government, union, public sector, with the private sector that they agree with, right? It has to be that they agree with them, and if they don't agree with them, then you're pretty much toast. Your life is toast. Your brain is being injured. Just like Amari's brain was injured. Just like Uncle John's brain was injured. Just like they took out ShaMay's brain. Just like they took out Ciera's brain. Right? Just like they fucked with Andre's brain. And the rest of my kids' brain. A lot of brain injury. So everything that they've got to say, as far as I'm concerned, is nothing but rhetoric.